Hey Joe,
Oh, yes, Dad?
let me tell you about Bob, the roommate from hell.
Oh. Sounds like he's gonna poke me with a little, like, spear or something.
Oh, he's gonna do something much worse. Nothing at all.
Oh, uh-oh.
Alright. So this is a pretty classic story. This starts in 2004.
Oh, wow.
2004. I would have been 10 years old. This was a pre-Homestuck, pre-Team Fortress 2, pre-4chan addicted Tad.
Oh,
Because I didn't
wow.
do that until I was 12.
Yeah.
That's where I had access to the internet with like no restrictions.
Yeah, I think I was a big Land Before Time fan. I really like that little Stegosaurus.
Yep, your favorite one was the little tiny like duck one. You love that one.
Oh,
Never looked up what happened to the actress. I'm sure she's famous now.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yo, I'm sure her dad didn't stab her like 80 times.
Now, a classic, let me tell you about. Start normal, get some kind of serial killer.
Yeah, right away.
So yeah, 2004. The only thing on Tad's mind at this time would have been Super Mario Bros. Z, Dragon Ball Z, and Gaia Online Z, right?
Yeah. I would have been, just, punching my brother in the back of the head whenever he turned his head away from me. That was my favorite thing to do.
And playing ATV Off-Road 4.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was much, much later. I got the PS2 whenever, the PS4 was about to come out, so yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, my parents didn't believe in modern-day consoles. They like the old
and
ones.
look at how you turned out. They were right.
Yeah. No, they knew if I was watching The Simpsons, I would be doing the Bartman by myself in the basement. And then, yeah, if you do the Bartman, it leads to masturbation.
Mm-hmm. That's what the B in masturbation stands for.
Yeah,
Bart.
Bart. Bort.
You know what the E? Bort.
Yeah.
The E in masturbation stands for a user named End of My Rope,
Oh.
who was posting on braindeadroommatefromhell.blogspot.com.
Oh, yeah, see, the brain dead roommate from hell. Poor Phil. Yeah. I'm sure he's got, some functioning neurons firing up in there. A couple of them, at least.
You'll see.
Okay.
So, what this is this is kind of like, I guess this is in the hoarder house genre,
Ooh.
right? Like Final Fantasy House, the Tumblr, Polycule from Hell. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I asked on the Discord, and then Star, super fan of the podcast, Star. Yeah, he was saying, the Sky Williams house, the Grover house.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, the brother who beats me.
Have you heard about the Zizians? That's another one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the AI rationalist. We might cover that one once the full story's done. I think they finally caught the leader. I think he escaped for a while.
Oh, yeah, in the underground tunnels.
But the gist of this blog is just haha, look at this gross freak. Isn't his room so nasty? And yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is. Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny. But what made me interested in this is as I was reading it, certain things weren't making sense, right? As I was reading it, it starts off just, oh, here's this guy. He's perfectly normal. His roommate's gross. Haha. But I'm like, who are these people? Who is End of My Rope? Who is Bob? What is their dynamic? Do they have /fic potential? What about an AU coffee shop? What's their spot on the hemo spectrum? Am I on the spectrum?
Yeah. I just want to ship them together.
All right, so there's a little bit of backstory. So they both lived in a 3-story apartment complex for about 4.5 years.
Okay.
Bob was on a different floor. So him and Rope, they only ever saw each other in the hallways, right?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, just passing by, give each other a little wink, maybe.
Yeah. So Rope was being forced to move out with his 2 cats and a dog, right?
Oh, okay.
And anyone that's ever moved with pets, like I have, knows it's a fucking nightmare to try to find a place that accepts pets.
Yeah.
So he had to go to a house rather than an apartment or anything. But the rent was too high. So he's like, okay. So he thinks of that weird smelly guy in his building, I guess. He describes, he's like, I didn't know anyone, but I knew that Bob was, quote, spacey, slovenly, and a drunk.
Oh,
all fantastic qualities for a roommate.
Yeah, the perfect roommate.
So I see, this is why I first like a little red flag. I'm like, he doesn't have any other friends.
Oh,
There's not a single other friend. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, no, I have no friend that'll let 2 cats and a dog in, at least. They're gonna piss on the floor.
So the first 2 years at their new place were a little bit rocky. Bob worked nights and kept a busy schedule. He'd stay up all night, drink all day, and then go to work.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's the way to do it.
Also, didn't do any housework or chores.
No, You take those dishes, if you see dirty dishes, you throw them out your window, buy new ones.
So Bob kept to himself the vast majority of the time.
Okay.
Just like when they were at that previous place, they basically never saw each other, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's not an ideal setup to have one person doing all the chores, but like, hey, I'm not homeless, so fuck it, right?
Yeah. It's better than being in a tent, at least.
Yeah, so 2 years of better than being in a tent, and then like something in Bob's brain just snaps.
And he started biting.
So he becomes the living vegetable.
That would make for, the Night of the Living Vegetable. That would make for a good horror movie.
A lot of the like perspective, remember the whole blog perspective is this dude bitching about his roommate.
Yeah.
So always keep that a little bit of salt in your, keep that salt in there.
Okay, yeah.
Rope's bedroom is across the hall from Bob's, and every single night he's woken up by some bullshit.
Just moaning, like, ugh.
If only.
Oh, okay.
So a typical night with Bob around goes a few ways. Sometimes, this is a good day, he passes out in his chair at 3 a.m. blaring music.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's not bad.
I was so disappointed we did not say what type of music it was, but I'm going to take a guess that it's like some fucking Tchaikovsky shit.
Oh, Beethoven.
Like it's something...
Classic.
Yeah, Beethoven.
Yeah.
Not like butt rock, not dad rock.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing like that,
Oh,
surely.
He was listening to Kid Rock Volume 14.
Sometimes Bob just peacefully goes comatose on the toilet.
Oh, that's nice of him. Yeah.
Other days, Bob wakes up his roommate by body slamming into walls.
Go crash!
So Bob does this literally 5 days a week and will go to work after only being asleep for like maybe 3 hours.
Hey, yeah, that's not bad. He's burning the midnight oil. What's wrong with that?
So this goes on for like a year and a half, and Bob gets worse. Believe it or not, he's unemployed now.
Oh, he lost his job.
He's using his free time wisely.
Is he burning bugs with a lighter in his room?
So his new schedule is to wake up at a time.
Yeah, anytime.
And then drink any leftover beer in the fridge.
Yeah.
Sit in his chair and stare.
Oh,
He
man.
doesn't like watch movies. He doesn't play games. He just stares.
Yeah. You've got like a lit cigarette in between your fingers, and then you haven't taken a single drag of it, and it's burned down to the nub.
Oh, you'll see some evidence of that when we get to the photos of his room. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
His bedroom, speaking of his bedroom, it is filled floor to ceiling with rotting trash and half-empty beer bottles. I say half-empty because some of them have rotting beer and others just piss.
Oh, okay. Well, and a little bit of chewing tobacco, maybe? Or he didn't chew?
I don't know if he chewed. We'll have to examine the images.
Okay.
But, like, it must have taken, like, a lot of aiming practice to get...
Yeah, into a can. That's
Hold
tough.
on a second.
Yeah.
I was about to say, no, he does not give a shit about aiming practice. That whole room was covered in piss. He was pissing on that from 4 feet away.
Yeah, piss droplets. Oh, yeah. He doesn't even leave his bed. He just takes his dick out and kind of aims it near the can and hopes to get a little bit in the top.
And this is a pre-DoorDash era, too. Imagine if he had it now.
Oh, he would never leave that room ever again. It's a golden
age. So Bob
age.
makes his rent payments by calling his family and begging them for money, which is based as fuck.
Yeah. Hey, listen, sister, can I please have $35 to make my rent? I know I just borrowed $85 from you last month, but I just need $35 and I'll be good.
So he uses that to buy booze and cigarettes instead of paying rent, of course.
Yeah. That's what you do with it.
But Rope, like, he doesn't really give a shit about that because as part of their lease, he's only responsible for 50% of the rent. So as long as he brings home $600 a month, which means in 2004 they were paying $1,200 a month to share this suburban house.
Oh yeah. That's pretty much on par with modern day. I mean, now that would cost about like $2,500, I bet. But
So Bob really is a mystery. So this is a semi-famous story, but there's like nothing you can find on him, right?
I heard a little bit about him. I heard he used to be a builder before he got all fucked up.
Like, I imagine you could probably, because you'll find out later, like, you could probably geoguesser where the house is, like, compare real estate records, find the landlady, or look up police reports.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, no, the 4chan people already tracked this person down, I bet.
Like, see, that's what I thought. I kind of looked around and I didn't find anything. And I'm wondering, I'm like, 2004 internet, it's not too early to dox, because, you know, the word was still around then, but, like, I think it's like that's something that I noticed while going through this is that like modern lolcows, people have this weird like feeling like they are entitled to know like everything about them, like who they are, what's the real name, where they live. None of that for this dude. People just kind of took it at face value and let him do his thing.
Yeah. No, I think the new thing is to try to get the lolcow to say their social security number out loud. Like, about half of them do.
So with like Rope, he's another one that there's not really a lot known about him. Like, reading through the blog, I found out his job is he's an antiques dealer.
Oh.
Which is like, you know, you're probably thinking, oh, it's like a lake dredge appraisal. Like, he collects garbage and sells it on eBay.
Yeah. I'm an antique dealer. I've got a whistle that's shaped like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, and this is worth $58.
He also creeps on women and thinks Satanism is the coolest thing ever.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll post a link to the blog in the description, and as soon as you open it up, how would you describe the front page of his blog, Joe Buckley?
It's a little spooky looking. Yeah, there's some upside down crosses. There's like some blood dripping. Everything's black.
Double spinning crosses.
Yeah.
You got a demon in the middle. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, fucking hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
Black background, red text. Let's get it.
Yeah, listen, if you think about it, like God wanted to keep us blind, man, and Satan wanted to reveal the truth to us.
Isn't that also what Cobes thinks?
Yeah.
Gothic King Cobra?
Yeah, kinda. He loves it.
You know what? Actually, speaking of Cobes,
Bob
is also a chef. He's a master of the culinary arts.
Oh, hell yeah. Bacon
he loves
bits.
Cooking. He loves frying hamburgers and not cleaning up the grease.
Yeah,
he loves his... I'm going to give you the recipe for his special 4-hour pork chop.
Okay.
That's pork chop singular.
Oh, one. Yeah, because he's not, like, he knows he can just, like, swallow maybe, like, one and a half at a time, and the alcohol is full in his stomach otherwise.
So, step 1. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees, 2 hours ahead of time.
Yeah, that heats up the house, too. Right? That way he doesn't have to pay for, the heater.
Step 2. Oh, we'll get to that, by the way. There's an interesting story about paying for heat.
I bet he was drying his socks on the heater and he started a small fire in the kitchen.
So step 2, place 1 raw pork chop on a single pan. One of those pans that are like too big, like if you try and clean it, like it gets the water all over the counter.
Yeah,
the least convenient pan you have.
Oh yeah. Like he's trying to do a raw pizza in there, like a 40-inch pizza.
Yep. So then you put that pork chop on that baby for 2 hours at 400 degrees.
I want this thing to look like a hockey puck.
Step 3. Sometimes forget about the pork chop and go back to your room.
It is what it is.
If you remember, grab a plate and go get your blackened pork chop.
I'm really shocked he grabbed a plate. I thought he would have raw-handed it.
This is an optional step. Spill it on the steps up to your room and repeat it the same day.
That was the last pork chop I had, YouTube.
By the way, turning the oven off, not necessary. Your roommate will probably do that.
Yeah. If he remembers 8 hours later, sure, he'll get it.
So that same day that he's posted this, right? Like I'm just going through, this is like the opening salvo from the blog. Immediately, boom, boom, boom. Next post after this, by the way, if you didn't notice, 0 seasoning, 0 sauces on that pork chop. You just fucking put that thing in the oven.
It's just chewing just a hard piece of meat. I'm surprised he had all his teeth. I'm really surprised he had all his teeth to do all that chewing. But we'll have to see later if he's got
He just grinds it like a camel eating a cactus.
Yeah, he's got 4 back teeth, and that's what he uses.
But yeah, so now our story is picking up, right? Landlady shows up and says, Bob, you're past due for your rent. Bob's like, okay, listen, I just started a new job and I'll have the money next week. And then he spends the rest of the day sitting and shitting.
Yeah. Did he cut like a hole in his couch so he never has to get up?
No, we'll see.
Okay.
Here's a few Bob fun facts, though. He buys his beer in 30 packs, typically Old Milwaukee or Coors Extra Gold.
Ooh, Coors is not like a pleasant drinking beer. That's bitter.
Well, I googled what Coors Extra Gold tastes like, and according to Reddit user u/poop farts, it's, quote, damn good and cheap for a 30 pack.
Hell yeah, 30-cent beer. Anything that's less than 40 cents, I'll drink.
Bob supplements his beer with plastic bottle vodka and Pall Malls.
Yeah, the 99-cent bananas.
Bob keeps rope up all night because every single night, Bob will raise from his chair like Dracula from his coffin, spill and trip his beer/piss cans for 10 minutes, throw open the door, stumble down the hallway, and then piss all over the floor in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I would probably prefer living next to Dracula and he'd be like sucking my blood out after midnight and stuff like that than living with him.
Rather than sucking out the soul.
Yeah.
Apparently, Bob's pissing protocol when he does this is so, like, in sync, he can time his watch to it because it happens every 15 minutes. It takes 10 minutes for him to get out of his room, go and piss, and then come back. And then he does it again 5 minutes later.
Yeah. Well, in his defense, I mean, undoing the buckle while drunk is hard.
Bob does take a shower every day before work, right?
Oh, that's good.
He'll go in the shower and turn it on, and he will stand there until it's cold, and then he will stand there for 40 more minutes.
Oh, okay. He sounds like a George Romero character.
All of this moisture has caused the bathroom paint to peel and mold.
Oh,
so their bathroom is just fucked. Remember, there's also animals all over the house, too.
Yeah, they're probably pissing in the corner. Bob's pissing, like, in the middle of the floor.
And I really, really wish I had a photo of them. But like I said, there's no photo of these guys in it. There's nothing there, right?
Oh, huh. That's too bad.
So utilities is split differently than rent. Bob is responsible for the gas and phone, while Rope pays the electricity.
I don't think these people should be allowed to have gas turned on.
Bob obviously does not pay those bills,
No.
which may sound confusing since he spends about 5 hours a day using the oven. But so far, despite owing the gas company over $1,000, they haven't shut off service.
Yeah, so I know
Bob does pay the phone bill.
He
pays the phone bill.
Yeah. There's like some kind of loophole where if there's people living in a house, like you can't turn off the gas or something like that.
Damn, I should start doing that.
Hell yeah. So you like don't have to pay for like certain stuff. Like in certain states, like yeah, you can totally just not pay and they can't shut it off legally.
What Bob does do, though, is he also has a heated blanket that he never turns off, and the wires are exposed on it. So each morning, Rope has to go through the swamp in Bob's room to turn that off, or the house will burn down.
Yeah. And just like one of his cats are chewing on it.
All right. Here it is, Joe. I'm going to send you 2 photos of Bob's house.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look down Bob's room.
Yeah, hopefully it's a little bit cleaner than mine. Oh, yeah.
All right, so for the people at home, first off, Windows XP. God, I miss it so much. He's on the big, bulbousy 2000s ass computer.
Well,
he's got 3 computer towers.
Yeah.
Stacked.
Maybe that was a way to like dual boot back in the day. I don't know.
It's beautiful. Look at it. Look at the Red's Apple Ale. Look at that incredibly fancy light that's sitting on the desk. What is that?
Oh, I thought that was like a Kamen Rider mask or something.
It's like an antique mask.
Yeah.
Look at there's his pork chop there, by the way, on that ashtray that's floating in the air.
Yeah, that's looking
There's
a little
another
pale.
one. Look at underneath his chair. Look at the piss bottles.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible. Look at the chair too. Can you describe to the folks at home how comfortable his chair looks?
So yeah, it's metal and like maybe an inch of cushion on top of metal. So I would not enjoy sitting in there, I don't think.
What is on his computer? Well,
Oh, a little
wanted to
candy
say
dish.
He's got a little candy dish. It's one of those candy dishes like at grandma's house, right? Where it's completely stacked full of cigarette butts to the point where you can't even put any more out in it.
Yeah, the candy hasn't been replaced in a while. It all went stale.
Like, you know that the beer bottles underneath them are full of piss, because otherwise they would not be able to be around him and also have a full amount of liquid.
Oh, yeah, those would have got drank.
Old Milwaukee all over. Plastic bags. It's a thing of beauty. He's got a keyboard. It's broken. What do? You throw it next to your tower of computers. I love the fact that when a computer breaks, he just bought another one from fucking Best Buy.
Yeah. Oh my, and he's got like a rotary phone like in the pile of garbage. So like if he has a heart attack and falls to the floor, he'll be able to grab it and alert someone that he's having medical issues.
Do you think he used, on the bottom right there's a spray bottle. You think he used that spray bottle? Think he used it for anything?
Yeah, maybe to get some of like the other guy's like pets out of the way. He sprayed it at him.
I do see the landline phone now. I see it there.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
it's
funny.
just as good as like a life alert system.
Just as good.
That would like I wonder if drunks do keep phones like on the floor, like in every room. Just so like
I think so.
If you pass out and hit your head, you can call the ambulance.
All right, here are two more. We don't have to spend as much time looking at it, but here's another photo of him. This one's incredible.
Oh, he used to play the guitar. That probably hasn't been played in a good decade.
Yep. Now you can see here, I actually set those a little bit out of order. As you can see, not too much has changed, but he used to have a little pathway.
Yeah.
But that guitar looks good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it looks like it
It's
was
a nice looking guitar. And again, for those listening, I'm gonna have all this in the description. I'll have them in order. You can look at the filth that we're looking at too.
Yeah. We'll put it up on like Imager or something.
I love the globe. He's got an antique globe sitting off to the side. I forgot about that.
Oh, what he probably like to do was drunkenly like stand next to it like a supervillain and spit it. I've got the whole world in my palms.
Look at this. Look at the ciggies in the bottom right too. He's got like a plate of cigarette butts next to his bed.
Yeah. He's probably saving those snipes for later. If you take those apart.
Snipes.
Yeah, you can put that.
I love the phrase snipes so fucking much, Joe.
Yeah. Because there's like there's 1/8 of tobacco left in that cigarette, so you can pick it up off the ground and unroll it, and then put it in your pipe, and that's good pipe tobacco.
Rope and Bob have not spoken more than 2 sentences since they moved in together like 2.5 years ago.
One of those sentences was probably like, ugh.
It was just, fuck rape.
Yeah, you too. I ain't no sicko.
Joe, could you regale us with the story again of where King Cobra muttered that under his breath while doing something?
Sure.
Can you set the stage?
If people haven't heard it before. So yeah, King Cobra, he was streaming some stuff on YouTube and he decided, hey, you know what? I think I could use myself a little jackbreak. So he informed his YouTube audience, hey, I'm King Cobra. If you want to watch me, I'm going to be masturbating over on Chatterbait if you want to come look. And so some of his fans did follow him there and recorded. And he stood up, he pulled his penis out, he started jacking. He gave some shout-outs to some of the Chatterbait models. He said fuck rape under his breath like twice. He came on his carpet in less than 3 minutes, and then he did not clean it up, and he sat right back down and then got back on YouTube.
Oh, oh my god. Oh shit. I just had the mental image of him like in his goblin stance, getting up and just shooting right on the floor.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
Directly 90-degree angle.
Yep, yeah. And he lasted a good 3 minutes or so, and he was done. Oh, he loves Chatterbait. Yeah, no, because you get to go on with your webcam, and like the models can see you. And that's like the hottest thing ever.
I love him.
Yeah. Oh,
I
he's
love
great.
Gothic King Cobra so much.
Yeah. I wish him well.
I'm gonna be so sad when he dies.
Oh yeah, and that's gonna be within the year probably. He's not looking good. He's bloating.
Ugh.
His front teeth are falling out. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, this poor man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, these two, they don't talk to each other at all, right?
Yeah.
But Rope, based on the name End of My Rope and his blog about how much he hates his roommate.
You think he would be moving out?
So he takes these photos, the ones that I sent you, and gives them to the landlady. And she's like, Bob, get the fuck out, or I'm gonna, clean it up, or I'm gonna evict you.
He's a rat.
So now you'd probably think, okay, Bob's gonna clean his room, right? Because this is the start of it, right?
No.
Maybe Rope's gonna help.
He ain't cleaning that. He's gonna push you all under his bed.
So instead, the landlady shows up and cleans it for him.
Oh, yeah. Because like, this Bob the Blob man, he ain't gonna do it ever.
So she fills up 9 bags worth of garbage and also hauls the empty cans to the dump for the recycling money, which Bob takes and then buys a 30-pack of Old Milwaukee with.
Yeah, that was nice of her. Enable an addict.
When all the trash was out, the floor around Bob's chair had a crust 1 inch thick. If you look at that, if you dare to go back to look at those images again, you can fucking see it, dude.
Yeah, that's built up solid sweat, I bet.
Now, this is one of my favorite parts. So the garbage bags, the landlady just tossed them out behind the back of the house, right?
Okay.
And Bob promised to get rid of it all.
Oh.
But instead, he sat on his ass, and now the yard is swarming with animals, right?
Oh, yeah, like squirrels and raccoons and such.
So now, a family of squirrels move into the attic above Rope's room.
Oh, how nice. Yeah, you can just hear the chittering all hours of the day. Like, sometimes they scurry downstairs and, like, eat half of his sandwich, scurry back up.
So the comments section has a lot of people pushing back against Rope, and it's pretty valid criticism. It's like, hey, your roommate's probably severely depressed. Why haven't you gotten him help instead of exploiting him for internet points, right?
Oh, okay.
One commenter says he's using the wrong form of the word there, and he's called a grammar Nazi.
Yeah, that guy's a
People
dumbass.
telling each other kill themselves. It's 2000s internet.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's great.
Somebody said, like, if you send an email, like, they can get, like, a cock rating for $1.
Yep. Oh, by the way, when I was looking at the comments, I did find people bitching about Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at what he did to this poor man's room. Donald Trump was in there for 4 hours, and look at what he did.
There's a list of nicknames. I always just call him Bob, but like he uses these throughout the rest of the blog posts. Sometimes he calls him Veggie.
Oh,
Sometimes he calls him Count Druncula. Sometimes he calls him the Sleep Stack, Mr. Spacely, All Night Bob, Bob Zombie, Coma Boy, No Brain, The Moron, Bob Space Cadet, Milwaukee's Bob, Bob the Cat Builder, Bob the Blob, Beazel Bob. I don't know. I can't think of any funny Bob ones.
Oh, yeah. Like, Bobby Short
He's
Sack.
bobbing. I think that one was on there.
Oh, damn. Oh, I want a copy.
So now it gets semi-chronological. Right now, I was just reading through his posts. Like, what the fuck is going on here? October 1st. Bob leaves the house to get money from his family. He came back grumpy because you can't buy beer on a Sunday in their town, so instead, he spent the day cooking pasta.
Oh.
He boiled it for 2 hours. Didn't forget, he just stood there watching it boil for 2 hours and then went back to his room to sit and not eat because he left it on the stove.
Oh, maybe he was trying to, strain it into some kind of alcohol.
October 2nd. Bob continues to use the same stick of butter that's been on the table, unwrapped, for a week. Rope points out he's never seen Bob sick, but I think he's got it backwards. Bob never looks like he's sick because he's never been in a state where he wouldn't look sick.
Yeah, he's just constantly always sick, and he's never been healthy.
His activity that day was to cook a frozen meal in the oven, and that took 3 hours.
I guess he loves, everything burnt.
October 3rd. Bob continues sitting in his chair at a fugue straight. 15 hours straight sitting and about an hour of cumulative standing from pissing. Sometimes at about 2 or 3 in the morning, Bob goes into a sneezing fit lasting 15 minutes and then goes back to bed.
Well, I just needed to drunkenly get some snot out of my throat, but I can go back to sleep now.
Now, Joe, you're never going to believe this, but the type of car that Bob had?
Oh, Volkswagen?
It's a Chevy Blazer Schizomobile. Rusted out, baby. No muffler, no exhaust pipe, no antifreeze.
Yeah. Somebody stole the catalytic converter.
if you think of for the eagle-eyed listeners at home, when you think of a schizomobile, it's that. It is that car. It is the one.
Oh yeah, that's almost like the family, like the National Lampoon's Vacation Mobile. Like the Griswolds would be like traveling somewhere.
Just before we recorded, Joe Buckley went on a Buckley family gas trip. Did you see any of those in the parking lot, Joe?
No, I did not. But I was able to get like 60 cents.
Teslas?
Yeah, no Teslas. But I was able to get 60 cents off of a gallon of gas by shopping at Kroger. So like,
how many gallons did you get? Like 10?
No, like 35. We all.
Okay, that's that. You know what? I take that back. That's a significant amount, actually. That's like it's like $20.
No, yeah, you bring like 3 cars in, and then you pass the gas. You pass it from one car to another, like pass it in like a joint or something like that, and then you just never stop pumping.
Hell yeah! And then you could go right into the Kroger and buy some old Milwaukee.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or like some of that gas you used to refill whipped cream.
So to keep his schizomobile going, because it has no antifreeze, Bob would carry several unopened containers of antifreeze in his back seat and would refill the tank at every stop.
Yeah, well, it dribbles out the bottom. I just keep some in the back here.
To start the car, he would have to floor the gas pedal for about 20 minutes until the engine had enough inertia to not kill itself long enough for him to get to the liquor store.
Yeah, it's 4 blocks away. I need to drive there. I can't walk.
When it finally died, he just left it parked askew on the road in front of the house until the city took it away.
Yeah. Oh, he could have like scrapped it for some beer money. What was he thinking?
He wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
He did, however, somehow that car was taken, right? It's gone. He ain't getting it back.
No.
But he somehow got a used Chevy, another one with no muffler, and it was just as loud. Imagine, like, because he goes to get that shit at like 8 p.m. Yep. Right, it's 8 p.m. on a Sunday, and he's just fucking flooring that shit for 20 minutes.
Well,
and you know it doesn't need 20 minutes. 2 seconds, and it's good to go.
Yeah, I mean, 8 o'clock's when the liquor store opens. You gotta get there whenever they open, or else they might run out of liquor.
A few days later, today was a good day for Bob. He traded enough beer cans in to buy himself another 12-pack.
Ooh.
He also cooked himself dinner. He's doing good.
Oh, okay. It was just like, it was a raw cow's heart. And then he boiled it for 8 hours.
He's very much like fucking who's the dark magician man? Who's the scary man? Dark magic man. Opened a portal in reality, fucked us over. What's his name?
Alan Moore?
No, not Alan Moore. It's the one who broke a man's mind.
Aleister Crowley.
Butthole.
Yeah.
He's like a disgusting Crowley monster man making his witch's brew.
Yeah.
Here's what he cooked.
Okay. Yeah.
So he stumbled from his room and plopped some sausages in a pan, dumped a whole cup of vegetable oil, and cranked that shit to the max.
Yeah, let it boil over.
Then Bob goes back to his room and just forgets about the food.
Who needs cooking?
So, thankfully, Rope was home, and an hour and a half later, he realized the whole house was full of smoke.
Yeah.
Right? Again, another one of those things where I'm like, what's going on, Rope? What's going on with you, bud?
He was staring out the window, and then he just saw smoke out of the corner of his eye, finally.
So Rope is like, he turned the oven off, right?
Yeah.
Threw open all the windows and fans. Bob came downstairs, threw the sausages away, and then returned to his room without his dinner.
Where's my cooking? Who turned my cooking off?
Just stumbles in there, and you know this dude's footsteps are like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. It's like Zeus up there with a lightning.
Landlady still does not have her rent, tells Bob he's got 1 more week, right?
Okay.
So next day, Bob posts that he hears Bob crying to his friend over the phone that he needs money. The friend shows up, gives him money, and then quickly leaves the house.
He didn't like the smell, I bet.
Soon as he's gone, Bob hops in his new used Chevy and comes back with a 12-pack and more sausages.
Yeah, hell
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. You should try cooking the sausages and the beer.
October 17th. one of Bob's high school friends takes pity on him and gives him a job at a small plastics company. I assume getting microplastics injected directly into him.
Yeah. He's gonna suck the leftover plastic liquid out of the vats.
Bob celebrates with 2 12-packs, and he gets himself some bacon and eggs at midnight.
Oh, okay. Like, let's stop to Denny's for a minute.
When Rope wakes up the next morning, he goes downstairs and he has to scrape the bacon grease off the floor and walls, as well as large clumps of butter that were seemingly thrown across the kitchen.
He got pissed while cooking. Yeah, he got really pissed. He must have, like, not burnt his bacon and then threw everything.
Because it really is, like, me and Joe have seen enough Gothic King Cobra videos. I can see the YouTube, and he just gets mad and throws the butter, right?
Fuck butter!
He's getting cute with me.
I told you to stay on the desk! I told you to stay there!
Alright, so Bob gets home from his new job at 7 p.m., turns the oven to 400 degrees for dinner, and goes back to his room. 30 minutes later, the house is filled with smoke. Again.
There's just a rat in the bottom of the oven.
He left half a pound of congealed bacon grease in the oven.
It's still good. It's got some calories left in the fat. You can suck that up. You can turn it into a liquid and suck it up.
So the dude, the beta cuck Rope, airs out the apartment again. Bob takes the dish, this is his cooked dish of bacon grease, back to his room and eats it.
Hell yeah, YouTube.
So, we find out a little bit more about the landlady and why she's so weird.
Oh, it's her son?
So, she owns 2 properties and is trying to sell very nice antique furniture in the property's front yard.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Everybody loves to buy, like, nice antiques, like, just in the yard, like a rummage sale.
So Rope says he used his antiques experience and gave her good prices to sell her stuff at, because some of the shit was worth like a solid like $800, like $800 in 2004 money, which is like $19,000 now.
Yeah, and they were just pawning it off for a 35.
But the landlady, she wouldn't sell them at those prices. Like, people would come up to her and say, I want to buy this bedspread set that's out here, but she wanted brand new prices because that's what she saw on the internet, and that's what you have to buy them at.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if, like, the antiques have a little bit of mold on them from just sitting outside. It's all, that doesn't bring down the value. So
the furniture has been sitting outside their house, rotting in the elements for 6 months, and the city is fining her $200 a day until she cleans it off.
No, those are my antiques. You leave them alone, city.
Now, a twist, Joe.
Oh, okay.
Bob's back in the saddle, which of course means he's settled into his old habits.
Oh, I thought you got like a job or something.
No, well, he's working at the plastic factory, remember?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so he's back into his job, like he's wrestling with himself at 3 a.m., slamming into walls, drinking till he passes out, going to work at 4 hours, but Rope finds out what he's doing on the computer all day. Bob
Shrek porn?
has his own blog.
Oh, and then it's like, yeah, my disgusting clean roommate won't like slop up his side. Yeah, and I'm horrified.
You can see his floor. There's no crust or anything. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
He's very well spoken.
This OCD freak keeps messing up my living room, and I hate him.
When I saw that in my research, Joe, I was so fucking excited. His blog has been deleted.
Damn.
Oh god, I wanted to see it so bad.
Yeah, no, Internet X Archive didn't end up capturing it.
Nope, it was too early.
Yeah. Damn.
All right, time skip. 3 years later, it's January 2007, and somehow Bob is still working at the plastics factory.
Oh, wow.
His room only gotten worse. Floor to ceiling, piss, pork chop, miasma.
Yeah, I bet it smells great in there.
So, the landlady let him keep his piss jugs, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So, he's still got his piss jugs, but he's no longer bothering to use them. It's just pissing right on the floor.
Like a cat, like a naughty house cat.
Which, to be fair, if it took 10 minutes chopping a machete to get out through that fucking room, I also would just piss on the floor.
Yeah, no, it's like being in Vietnam almost.
Now, this next post that Rope puts out kind of caught me by surprise because it was like exactly what I was thinking. So people are claiming, Rope, you're full of shit. You are Bob, and you've made an alter ego, right?
Yeah. My naughty roommate Bob keeps pissing on the floor and leaving pork chops all over.
People are like, you're lying. You are Bob. You're taking photos from a different blog and just lying, right? They're like, there's why are there only so few photos of the house?
Yeah,
doing all this. This is all suspicious. But you got to remember, your phones didn't have a camera worth of shit back then, right? If you wanted to take a photo, Rope would have to go and get a digital camera, buy an SD card reader and batteries, and he's an antiques dealer. You think he has that kind of money?
Yeah, well, and plus he knows that the flash might wake up Bob, and you don't want to do that.
He also says, and I don't know if I believe this, but he says that when he first went nutty, when he first snapped like that Rope tried to take him to the doctor, but Bob insisted he wasn't depressed and that Rope should mind his own business. So he let it be.
Yeah, you stay out of my business. I'm just saving my piss. It's a collection.
There is a funny blog post where he's talking about how hard it is to buy a house in 2007 because you need like $3,000.
Oh, yeah.
And it's 2007. I think something's going to happen next year. It's going to make you wish you did it, bud.
Some kind of bubble might burst, I think.
So, January 24th, 2007. Bob speaks his first words to Rope in months. He asks him, "Where is the can opener?" Why? The oven is now so caked with grease that it cannot be used.
Oh, yeah, he's just got to start a house fire.
It heats up to temp and then cools off because the safety switch is completely covered in filth. He's like, oh, he packed up most of the kitchen and prepped to move because Rope is like, he's like, I'm just going to buy a house. I'm going to get the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I don't know. And then Bob just kind of goes, and stumbles away.
Can opener.
So Rope's house offer, he got pretty close to it, right? He was packing all of his shit up, gets declined, so he's feeling pretty depressed. He's like, he has been cleaning the bathroom and kitchen this whole time, and he just fucking stops, right? Like Rope just gives up on that.
Yeah. It looks like the mold's gonna take over.
Yep. The next day, a representative from the gas company finally shows up to the house.
Oh,
right?
just so they can condemn it.
Yeah, Rope is like, oh, you're looking for Bob to get your money some change. Nope. This random lady didn't know about the bill, or she saw the state of the house and just wanted to get the fuck out of there. She changes the gas meter for a new one and just leaves.
Well, she probably took a look at the house and figured, I'm not getting a cent out of these people. I'll just give them the new gas thing.
Not to mention, like, you're a single woman going into that fucking environment? No, thank you. I'm out of there the second I can. That's scary as shit.
Yeah. No, I would be packing heat. I'd take a shotgun with me.
January 30th, 2007. The squirrels have chewed a hole in the bathroom ceiling.
Oh,
the smell of wood chips emanates from the hole.
Sometimes you see little red eyes peering down at you as you're taking a dump.
He asks the landlady what to do, or if she'll, like, fix it, and she tells him to throw mothballs up there, and that'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Does not.
Yeah, throw a flashbang up there. It'll probably kill him.
Throw a fucking M80 in there.
Yeah. It'll scare him away.
The mothballs reminded me of when I first moved in with John. In the basement, we had a big freezer. We put a bunch of shit in there. But there was... I think because his basement, we're in Illinois, he was kind of close to a river, very wet. There was snakes. Snakes would show up. So we put like mothballs back there, but we fucked it up because we put it behind the fridge where the air intake was. And so everything in that fridge for like fucking a year and a half. Yep, everything that was frozen was just unedible. It was just poison, dude.
Oh, yeah, you poisoned your roast beef?
So, February 2nd, we find out Bob is a registered Republican. Rope knows this because Bob blurted out one day out of nowhere that he voted for George W. Bush twice.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again.
Apparently, Rope's dad, he was talking to him about his situation. His dad told him to install a fire escape on his window because he's going to fucking die. But instead... Rope just writes more blog posts bitching on the internet and makes a blog post about how unlucky he is that only fat girls are interested in him.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody under 400 is interested in him.
No. All right, so slight improvement on the house. This is
Oh, what happened to the dogs take it over?
This is February 4th, 2011. It is very slightly marginally improved. Very, very slightly.
What, did it flood? And, like, take away all the piss bottles?
No, this is after the landlady went in and got it. Although, look at those classic Pepsi 2 liters. Look at the dust on that guitar, too.
Oh my god, is that Crystal Pepsi? It looks almost see-through.
It almost is. I was really hoping I might be able to make out some of the CDs on the floor, but I couldn't seem to get anything.
Yeah, probably like 9-inch nails and stuff.
But the main thing I wanted to point out here is check out Bob's bed. That's his bed, Joe.
Oh, is it a chair cushion on the floor?
Every single one of these cans in these photos, which again, in the description and all that, all full of either rotting beer or piss, or a mixture of both.
I'm surprised he left the beer in there.
It just rots. He just gives up. He just can't finish a beer, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, the bile's like almost about to come up, and then, yeah, he's gotta go lie down for the night.
Yep. Bob's bed is a piece of foam on the floor. His sister gave him an inflatable bed, but it popped at some point. Probably from when he was doing wrestling moves at 3 a.m.
You can't see me! You can't see me!
Bob continues his envious lifestyle of sitting on his ass drinking, going to work, drinking at work, getting caught sleeping in the broom closet at work, coming home from work, drinking in the car, buying more Coors Extra Gold, and then finally getting home and cracking open a room temp one.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I got caught a couple times sleeping under the break room table at work.
Did you do that on purpose, or are you just like, I'm sleepy?
Yeah. Just crawled under there, tried to get a little bit of sleep in.
You just sleep at home, Joe. You just sleep at home.
No, I sleep on the clock. I sleep and poop and masturbate on the clock.
Hell yeah. All right, February 25th, big update. Bob gets home from the liquor store and stumbles inside for a full relaxing day of disassociating. But Rope notices something odd about the car. Bob's new car,
it's still
a
running.
rusted out Chevy, has a huge dent in the front and its lights are dragging on the ground.
Well, he ran into one of those poles that they put in front of the parking spaces in the beer stores.
Rope waits for Bob to tell him what's up, but he just never mentions it. So, guess we'll see if we find out more about that.
He killed a hitchhiker.
March 6th, 2007. Bob decides to drink all night instead of go to work. Based as fuck.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
So he gets up at 6 p.m., bright and early, drives to the liquor store. Before leaving, though, he gets his dinner ready. He puts a stock pot on the stove and sets the water to boil. Then puts in a 2-pound hawk of pork roast and then leaves to the liquor store. Rope was not made aware that the oven was turned on.
Uh-oh. Did he end up passing out at the liquor store?
This is what it looks like. I'm going to post this one. This is his Bob Meal 1.
Ooh, that looks like he's cooking a toad.
Just a 2-pound hawk of pork, unseasoned. Bob doesn't forget about his dinner this time, though. He comes down, tops it off with water, goes back upstairs to drink. The pork roast boils unattended for 5 hours.
It's like a witch's cauldron.
He comes down and brings his pork roast up to his room. Rope finds it a week later sitting on the kitchen counter with 2 bites taken out of it. That's it.
Yeah. So, like, what I think, like, why he's not eating, like, alcoholics, like, just, like, completely fill up on beer, and their stomachs are, like, just chock full of beer, and, like, it ends up hurting them, and they get all of their calories from beer, and they no longer actually have to eat food anymore. It's, like, amazing.
All right, March 11th. Rope finds out more about Bob's car accident. So Bob turned in front of someone who had right of way. That person then bounced off of his car and into a tree. Bob didn't run because he was too drunk, so he just gave his insurance info to the police. The police must have half-assed it, because his insurance has been expired for fucking 9 months.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So they gave him a ticket for improper turning and sent him home.
Yeah. Well, I accidentally ran over a man drunkenly with no insurance. Ah, fuck it. Just let him go.
Like, do you think they were like that gas lady and they're just like, this is a Rambo part 1. I don't want to get Rambo part 1, so we're just gonna fucking send him home.
What they probably figured was if they put him in the backseat of the car, he's gonna puke, and they're gonna have to clean that up, so just let the drunk on the way.
You know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
March 12th, we get some fresh battle station photos.
Ooh. Oh, some Subway.
Don't post those in there. Hell yeah. So let's check these bad boys out.
Oh,
Battle Station 2.
Yeah, he stopped.
Beautiful.
He stopped using ashtrays, and he just has a pile of ash and cigarettes on this table.
Like, what sucks is look at that hardwood floor. That's a nice hardwood floor.
Yeah.
Look at all those beautiful, empty Pall Malls.
He's got like a really nice speaker. It looks like.
It looks like he's got 2 things of Tylenol on that second one there.
Oh.
He's got a can of peaches that's unopened, and he's got Dunkin' Donuts.
He might have dug those out of the garbage.
Do you recognize that album?
In the third.
Do you recognize
picture?
the CD cover?
Or which one? Fourth picture? Third picture?
It's just called Battle Station 2. It's like on the left side. You're gonna have to look through a lot of filth to get there, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what his CDs are because I want to know what Bob listens to.
Yeah.
Because he's got that acoustic guitar.
Probably like a lot of Rammstein.
Yeah, that might be all we got. Look at under his chair in Battle Station 3. Look at that filth that's beneath the legs.
Ooh.
Do you think the legs even... There's no caster wheel on that. That's just right into the floor.
Yeah, all the wheels fell off. He lost the wheels. He was gonna clean them. Yeah, and then he lost them accidentally.
Oh my god, look at Battle Station number 4. Look at all that cigarette ash.
Yeah.
Holy shit, he's just got garbage bags with cat litter in it. And he's pushing out his ciggies in.
Yeah. No,
he's a hero.
Yeah. But there's like a bunch of coffee containers all over, like just tin foil. A ton of Milwaukee's Best Ice. He loves that beer. Yeah, red
we
ciggies.
love it more than anything.
Yeah, I don't know if those are Marlboros or Newports maybe.
They're
but
Pall Malls.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
America's Choice.
Yeah.
I actually looked it up, and their slogan is that they're like America's value cigarette.
Yeah, America's cheapest, greatest cigarette.
All right. Same day he takes these photos of the battle station. Bob was gone, by the way. He's just gone for like 2 days, right?
Oh, where'd he go?
I forgot
in
to
the
mention
woods?
that. He just disappears.
Into the woods somewhere?
Wanders around. So Bob does get home, doesn't say anything to him, just passes out until about 5 p.m. Gets up like a vampire, spends an hour in the bathroom, sits back down in his chair, and just spaces out, right?
Yeah.
Just stares. Just looking. He just likes to look.
He likes to watch the wall move.
Well, actually, the wall was moving too much because at 3 a.m. he starts body slamming into the walls.
Yeah, damn you wall! I'll show you what's for.
I like to imagine this is like... so, I've played Disco Elysium twice now.
Oh,
and on my third run, I'm going to go heavy on like the physical, like red skills. And I'm going to be Bob. That's who I'm going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, just a sloppy, drunken mess.
So he's fully awake at 4 in the morning. He spends the next 6 hours drinking, pissing, then gets ready to leave at 10:15 p.m. for his shift that starts at 10 p.m.
Well, you know, I'm just a little bit late.
The next day, March 12th, the cops come by looking for Bob.
He hit another pedestrian.
I guess he didn't have insurance at the time of that accident. So Rope gives the police Bob's work address and tells them to try it.
Oh, he's a rat. You can't live with a rat as a roommate.
They got enough rats.
Yeah. The squirrels.
The police just don't care though. They just drop they just give the paperwork to him. They say they're not going to go to his place of employment and call it a day.
Yeah, you give it to him.
March 19th. Bob couldn't drink any booze last night, so he's up surprisingly early. Takes his classic shower, the hour shower where he just disassociates, and then goes outside to try and clear his car for work. 6 inches of snow fell the night before, so Bob puts his Swiss cheese brain to good use to get unstuck. he pours bowls, like small bowls of scalding water on his tires to clear the snow away.
Yeah, hell yeah, it melts them.
And like Rope is confused because he's like, they have a snow shovel. Like, it's not ice, it's just snow. You can just shovel it out.
No, that's too much work. That requires bending over.
So he makes it to work only a few hours late and comes home with a fresh 30 of Coors Extra Gold.
Yeah, hell yeah. They love 30 packs, because yeah, 30 pack is good for one day.
March 25th. Spring is in the air. And you know what that means for the Bob household? That's right. Fresh batch of fruit flies.
Yeah, I thought the squirrels might be back then. They disappear in the winter and they come back in the spring.
Well, they disappear to the attic. That's where they were.
Oh, yeah,
They never left.
Yep. No, they never had to. Yeah, it was like heated with the oven. That must have been nice for the squirrels.
So Bob stays overnight somewhere and then comes back at like 4 p.m. to finish his beer. No idea where he was. He just shows up in the evening with a fresh 30 pack.
Yeah, parking lot. Those kind of people like to hang out in the parking lot.
That makes sense, actually. March 27th. Gas company keeps sending bills. The current amount is only $1,400, which considering like that's like $400 in like 2 years. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, no, and yeah, if you just like keep not answering them, they'll just keep giving you gas and you don't gotta pay it.
Yeah, that's what in the dude in here. He's like, yeah, they can't shut it off until at least April. So until then, they're enjoying hot showers and boiled food while they can.
Yeah, they're hogs in heaven.
Bob, for his part, has started a third defensive layer of cans around his chair.
Oh yeah, that way ninjas don't get him in the night.
Yeah, I wonder if having 3 layers around you is why it's maybe a little hard to like get up and get out of your room at night.
I need to pee. I mean, with this can. I guess I'll go in this can.
Now, remember, he gave up going to the cans. He just goes right on the floor now.
Yeah. Like an unruly house cat.
March 28th. The insurance company is suing Bob for $8,000. Good fucking luck.
That's the definition of getting blood out of a stone.
Bob did a little digging and Rope did a little digging and found out Bob's been taking bad loans from banks and owes about 15 grand. Honestly, fucking get it, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're the dumbasses that gave you money.
Yeah. And the best thing is, if you can get bankrupt, wait 7 years, and then do it all over again. Get another 15 grand, bankrupt yourself again.
Now that it's getting warmer, because it's like the end of March, Rope just starts sleeping in his car, because the house is full of squirrels and flies and shit.
Scorpions.
Strange roving drunkards.
Yeah. I think I might have saw a chupacabra in there once.
He has a really funny quote here on April Fool's Day. This is getting really redundant. My subject doesn't do anything except drink, pee, and sit. I love him. That's all I want from him. That's all you gotta do, Bob.
That's kind of that's like the description of the perfect man.
So there's only 3 things that Bob bothers to keep in stock. Beer, ciggies, and toilet paper. Okay. But he buys single rolls of toilet paper.
Oh, he's a cheapo.
Because if he buys the normal 8 packs, he'll go through an entire roll a day.
Yeah, help me, Rope. I'm shitting.
Bob's room has gotten so bad, the windows steam up from the decay, upping the humidity in the room.
No, he's like a lot of the moss people in Last of Us.
The bathroom, by the way, not a great update. Completely rusted over. There's puddles of shit everywhere. It's disgusting.
Yeah, the tub got waffle stomped until it was no longer usable.
Bob, by the way, Homestuck reference, yes, he just sits in the tub for legendarily long showers, which he said the line legendarily long showers. My brain immediately went to the Homestuck line for that. That's on page 456, line 3.
Oh, okay.
Just in case you guys thought maybe my Homestuck knowledge had fallen.
No,
which it did. I just made that up.
Did they
showers is in Homestuck? I remember that.
Yeah, did they like bait it in the tub in Homestuck? Is that why they're taking so long?
Homestuck 2, maybe. Homestuck 2 is a fucking shit show, so there is a good chance there's tub baiting in there.
Hell yeah.
All right, April 6th. Bob skipped work today. Based. He slept through to 5:30 p.m. and left for a short while to buy another 30 of Coors Gold Ambrosia.
Yeah.
And yes, here it is. I found that he got a photo while he was like drunk, right? Rope took the opportunity to get a photo of his car. He finally went and got a photo of his car after that accident.
Oh, yeah. There
so
goes
there's
the
this
light.
beautiful fucked up truck.
Yeah.
Yep. The driver's side no longer opens, so Bob will shuffle through the beer cans and trash, because if you look at that image, you zoom in, it's all in there, to exit the other side of his car every time. He mimics his life at home, so it's like he never gets to leave his own dungeon.
Yeah, he really is just completely surrounded by filth in every aspect of his life.
April 8th, it's Easter weekend, baby! Bob's got a 3-day weekend, and what does he do? Drinks.
Oh. I thought like fasting, like praying, thinking about the Lord.
New update. Now this is how his room looks in April of 2007. Every time.
Yeah,
Every time. He's got Cheerios.
I don't know if it looks a little bit like better, like the floor part of it. It looks like he might have a little bit more space there.
Like, because it's hard to tell, right? Because each of these photos, and you'll see them in the description too, each of these photos look unchanged because he never gets rid of anything.
No, those are still good cans. He could turn those in for 5 cents a piece.
Like, he's still got that fucking fancy ass, like, globe. I don't know why, but he's got it.
Oh, yeah. He's still got the two, PC towers. It looks like he lost that monitor. He's got a new monitor, and he just stuck the other one under the table.
Yep. You can see in that last one, you can see how thick the fortification has gotten. Imagine climbing out of that.
Yeah, you must have to just take like a running leap almost, like an Olympian.
14th of April. Bob continues not paying the rent. The landlady just is okay with it. Rope is paying his fucking rent, right?
Yeah.
Bob is just sitting on his ass. Bob is winning here.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just like a sweet old, little lady voice. Like, well, he tries his best. I don't want to kick him out, because then he won't be able to drink.
April 17th. Bob was transporting his empty cans to the recycling plant in a somewhat creative way. He would refill his empty boxes, right? Like a dog giving you his leash. Like his brain sees the full cases as like the normal correct path.
Yeah,
that's all he could focus on.
Yeah, get the beer, drink the beer, get the beer.
Refills his cases, and then takes them to the recycling plant, where I'm sure the people at the recycling plant are like, what the fuck? This is full of rotten
this guy
piss.
smells. I don't like him.
So Rope is getting worried that the phone company are finally going to shut off the internet.
Yeah, they're going to find them.
Yeah, Bob is supposed to be paying for that, and he was. Right? But, if the phone goes down, they lose their dial-up internet.
Oh,
because,
that's the most
obviously
important.
They have dial-up.
No, that's the most important thing in the house.
So, he gets up to actually encounter Bob in the kitchen before Bob gets his first sip of the day. Yeah. But Bob just says, I already paid it, smiles, and then goes back to his room. Which is a lie. It's not.
No, he ain't paying
that.
Nope.
Rope spends his first good night of sleep outside in his truck. Like he's just given up on the house, right?
Oh, yeah. The squirrels have taken it.
He got a cushion from his job and is pretty comfy in the back of his truck with fiberglass on top.
Yeah. You could get a nice comfy sleep in there.
April 30th. This is a weird one. Bob has a moment of lucidity due to a lack of beer and helps Rope bleed the brakes on his truck. Like he just needed Bob to press the brake pedal to get the shit out.
Oh, that was nice of him.
So Bob's looking even thinner. He's ordering pizza more and drinking protein shakes.
Oh,
but other than that, just living his life, still managing to keep his job.
He's on the upturn.
May 6th, Bob is unchanged. Rope's family are starting to get phone calls from collection agencies looking for Bob.
They're not gonna find him.
That's how little Bob is connected to anything. They went to find him and then found this dude's family.
Oh, yeah, they tracked him down.
Asshole, loser, retard, scumbag, wacko.
Really drunk. Yeah, hashtag super drunk. Absolutely
Big
drunk.
drunk scary.
Yeah.
May 12th. Rope was noticing Bob wasn't coming home some days, or would come home and be suspiciously awake, aka drunk. Turns out, Bob has been secretly staying at work overnight most days.
Oh, yeah,
I'm guessing found a secret spot at work to pass out in that no one checks.
Yeah, and it's much cleaner there at work, so yeah.
Bob has also doubled his sitting durations. Usually he would just sit there and stare at his computer, not like interacting with the computer, just staring for like 1 to 2 hours. Now he's doing it for like 4 hours without getting up or moving or going to the bathroom or anything.
Yeah, no blinking.
Oh, yes. Fantastic. Huge news. This is what their fridge looks like.
Oh, yeah. Beer. They got the beer. Looks like a jar.
Look at that.
Yeah, like a jar of pasta sauce. Look
at that yellow ass asparagus on there. That is more disgusting. Like, okay, whatever. Vegetable drawer being full of beer. That's fine. That's just boys being boys. The yellow ass asparagus? Ooh.
That's gonna make your pee real fucked up if you eat that.
Look at the fucking floor, dude. It's pink.
Yeah.
Why is the floor pink?
Meat juice. Dripping meat juice from it.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, they let that get bad. There's gotta be cockroaches living under there.
So, now this is the same thing. This really, like, fucking weirded me out here. So the same day Rope posts the fridge, he posts something fucking weird, like a weird 2000s ass post. He says, "Today I saw the neighbor chick I asked out for a date some time ago. She rarely goes outside her house except to her car. I saw her walking down the street with her mother. I don't know what happened, but she doesn't look so cute anymore."
Oh.
The fuck did he mean by this?
Huh, maybe like he smelled her fart if she walked by and that was it for him.
Because this is where I started to think, is this Bob? Because like that's such a weird way like to just describe a woman you see outside through the window.
Yeah.
It's so odd.
Yeah. Maybe Bob got on Rope's computer and then typed out that sentence.
He also says, quote, "I haven't seen the big fat guy's car there in a few months. I was into the idea of having a black girlfriend for a while. Thought it would be cool, hip, shock my family.
Oh, yeah.
I got this other chick now I like. Unfortunately, she's married.
Damn.
And she's chubby." And it's like, bro, you smell like your house. You reek of piss, beer, death, and all of your animals.
No, I'm sure.
I also haven't heard you, like, have you heard him talk about his 3 pets at all?
No, he doesn't care about them. But yeah.
So, like, it's weird, right? That's strange. That's like, odd.
Oh,
that he would, like, either he doesn't care or, like, something's off about this Rope guy.
Yeah. No, I'm sure a lady would love to be invited to the beer and piss house to hang out.
End of May. Bob goes to court again. Apparently, he's been there 5 times so far because he's being sued, right? So somehow, because remember, this was a fucking while ago. Yeah. Somehow he's been delaying it, which makes me think, like, is Bob like a secret lawyer? Like
a
that
genius.
Cooking with Hoarders guy?
He's like a filthy Jimmy Neutron.
He's gonna have a brain blast.
Yeah, but no, it's a beer blast. And then, the entire brain is just soaked in beer.
Apparently at this time, like after he came back from court, Bob came home with a beef brisket to boil and veggies to chop. As you can see, that did not happen because those veggies turned fucking yellow in the fridge.
Yeah. And he just left the beef like outside on the lawn for like 6 hours. He wanted it to marinate.
3 days later, he posted again where, Bob just put the shit on the kitchen counter and flied like there was maggots in it because he just let it sit there.
Yeah. But that's the great thing about maggots. You can cook those out.
Whenever Bob stumbles around the house, there's like a fuzzy cloud that moves away from all the flies.
Ooh, yeah.
He has his own horrific aura.
Yeah. Oh, and then eventually the horse flies come and they start biting at their ankles.
All right. Now this time, Bob tries it again. Bob follows through on it this time. He tosses out the rotten meat's gone, right?
Okay, that's good.
And he comes back with fresh veggies, fresh meat, and a 30-pack.
Yeah, things are looking up.
He fills a pot, not with water, but with canned tomato, broth, and brisket, and then puts it on to boil for 10 hours. That's what I accidentally sent you earlier.
Oh, okay.
So that gets cooked for 10 hours, Joe.
Yeah. No, as meat should be, yep. You always want just like hard as leather, basically. Just eating a shoe. That's what you want to turn your brisket into.
So he has brisket in there, And like he just boils it, right? Goes upstairs for 2 hours, comes back down, stirs it, tops it off with tomato juice until 10 hours have gone by. I'll post you the meal too. That's what it looked like when he was done. It was just
Yeah.
it was just a black smear.
Yeah, the entire bottom of the pan.
Nothing but carbon.
Yeah, just coated in tar almost. You turned brisket into tar.
So yeah, 2 days later, Rope throws out what remains of that meat because it's just been sitting unrefrigerated on the stove
that's
for
still
multiple
good.
days.
Yeah, well, if you cook it for 10 hours, that's basically like jerkifying it. So that the meat should still be good.
So Rope's cat dies, and he just stops paying the rent because he's like, fuck it, whatever, why am I bothering?
Yeah,
right?
They're not gonna kick us out.
Next month, September 4th, the gas is finally shut off.
Oh, I can't believe it got it.
The company came out with a jackhammer and tore up the ground, like in the street, to turn, because they weren't going to go to the house.
Yeah.
To turn the valve off in front. Looks like it's going to cost Bob $2,500 to turn the gas back on.
They're never getting gas again.
No, I'm just fucking with you. The workers temporarily turned the gas off and then they just turned it back on.
Yeah. Well, looks like these people
no, there's
need
no
their
consequences.
Gas. Yep.
There's no consequences. If you're listening to this, stop paying your bills.
Yeah. Just start just start dumping glue down into the sewer system and see what happens to your town.
So Rope finds out that Bob's driver's license is suspended after his 8th court appearance.
Oh, damn.
Big surprise, right?
Yeah.
Bob wasn't home the past week, so he lets him know when... Wait, what the fuck? Hold on a second. What did I write here?
Oh, uh-oh.
Rope finds out Bob's license is suspended after 8 court appearances. Bob wasn't home the past week, so he lets him know when she shows up holding 6 2-liters of hot water taken from the gas station.
Oh.
Not much reaction, but Bob must have been happy. Okay. Bob's sister showed up with 6 2-liters of hot water.
Oh, they were just trying to get him clean?
Yeah, I guess that must be it, because like that hot water won't stay hot just because you bottled it.
Yeah. It's basically like trying to get an orca whale wet if it's outside of the water on a beach.
Also, just kidding on the just kidding. So they did shut it off temporarily, turn it back on with a new gas meter, but then they finally came over and put a lock on it.
Oh, damn. So, yeah, no more gas for the freeloaders.
Yep, Bob was gone, and he's not going to pay it. Rope told the landlady the house is inhabitable and he won't be paying rent anymore, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Bob does clean his room a bit, but of course, obviously, who gives a shit at this time?
Yeah.
Like who cares, right?
Yeah, well, it's like if a dirty bomb went off in the room and then, you get like a corner of it clean.
A dirty Bob.
Yeah.
Once Bob was told that the gas was shut off again, he just hasn't come back, right? The landlady called Bob's work and find out that Bob was sleeping on the job. Bob is showering at the gym until the gas is turned on in 7 weeks. Because they have to turn it on no matter what. So they just got to survive 7 weeks.
Oh, yeah. The ultimate scam.
It's been 2 weeks since the gas was shut off now. Bob still has not returned to the house. He's still sleeping at his plastics factory job.
Oh, wow. He must have found like a really nice place to be able to sleep.
October. 3 weeks after he vanished, Bob shows up at the house. He offers to pay for a gym membership for Rope, who does not handle that conversation well.
Oh, he just starts screaming?
Finally, the landlady threatens to evict Bob, who tells Rope that he can easily delay the eviction by 3 months and is not moved to action at all.
Yeah, hell yeah. You can just...
So he asks, okay, what about the heat? And he's like, I'll just wait for it to kick on. Again, Bob's kind of got it.
Yeah.
Kind of got it.
Yeah. It really is like Nirvana.
2 weeks later, though, October 13th, 2007, Bob officially moves out. He showed up with 2 friends from work. I said quote-unquote friends or drinking buddies or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, yep.
They take all of his most important possessions from the home.
Empty beer.
And it's just guys being dudes.
Did they load up his luggage? Did they load him up in garbage bags? All his worldly possessions.
I like to think that they took only the essentials. They took his giant antique globe.
Yeah,
they took his giant antique lamp, and they took his 4th computer tower.
Yeah, and the ciggies. You can't forget the ciggies.
The landlady tries to tell Rope that now he has to pay the full rent, and so he just takes a shitty sofa and all the other like piss-stained furniture from all the animals and just dumps it on the lawn.
Oh yeah. He should have like.
He's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. He should have like boarded up the door, and then that way they would have had to knock it down to try to get him out.
With Bob gone, the endless flow of garbage is ended.
Yeah. So does he finally like clean up a little?
Rope's like, I'm gonna clean the house, and in exchange, I only have to pay $600 a month in rent or whatever, right?
Oh.
So he's like, all right. He starts cleaning the house. He starts with the bathroom, but the piss is literally soaked under the linoleum tiles.
Yeah, there's no saving that. You gotta like, you're pretty much gonna have to take that entire floor and get new flooring in there.
He finds Bob's heated blanket, which I shit you not is called the blanket with a brain.
Oh.
There's 8 garbage bags of just Bob's food that he left in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, not in the fridge, just in the kitchen.
In the fridge, he found 7 unused rotten carts of eggs.
Yeah. I'm surprised Bob wasn't a big egg fan.
Bob is living at his work and either sleeping in his car or being homeless, but like, whatever. He's out of Rope's fucking hair.
Yeah.
Bob's bedroom has been cleaned and sealed off to keep the stench isolated. The walls are yellow, brown, and they got sticky black fingerprints all over the fucking walls.
Yeah, no, there's no saving that house. You're just gonna have to knock the entire thing down.
At first I'm like, why are the scary fingerprints? Then I realized that's probably how he walked. Is that he would hold it there.
Yeah,
right?
like Spider-Man.
The squirrels are still in the attic, right?
Yeah. That's her new home.
He didn't notice. He didn't even notice that the squirrels were still there until he finally got Bob's room cleaned and the whole house, like, oh, instead of smelling like piss and death, now it smells like a hamster cage.
Yeah. He just sees like little furry tails like disappearing through a hole real quick. He's like, "There's what those little bastards. I'm gonna catch them."
December 5th. Rope gets high-speed internet, and a random commenter walks him through on how to set up his router.
Oh, that was nice of him.
The house is mostly cleaned, but then we get our final big drop. We get all the Christmas photos of Bob's house.
Ooh. I bet he's got
Check
like a bunch
this
of
out.
presents. I bet everybody in the town gave him presents for dealing with that like nasty, smelly guy.
Look at the stairway up there. Rolling Rock, Bush, Budweiser, baby.
Oh man, the angry
cracks
video
open
game
the
nerd
door.
might live there.
Look at how far the door opens to Bob's room. It can open like 3 fucking inches.
And then it's just garbage.
Floor to ceiling, dude. The whole thing. Complete. This is after 2 cleanups. Look at, there's still food there.
Yeah. Joe, just like 80 different like empty old Milwaukee beer 30 packs. He's just saving them all.
SpaghettiOs.
Oh, yeah.
If you go to the next one, it's all SpaghettiOs.
Ooh, it looks like
Hold
you
on a
might have an
second.
adult coloring book in there.
Yeah, what is it? It's a 101,000 premium image coloring book with clip. Oh no, it's a CD pack of clip art.
Oh.
What the fuck was Bob doing with that?
Oh, yeah. It turns out the entire
really,
time
like-
he was like making websites for like Apple computers and stuff like that.
He's like Terry A. Davis. He's a complete savant.
Yeah. Building his own operating
Oh, it's a
system.
14-pack CD too. Holy shit.
Ooh. Oh yeah, just like the remains of like a bit of a pork chop. Like there's a grate that just fell into the pile of garbage and that was there the entire time. Like I saw that grate in the first set of pictures too.
Yep. They're not all from the same day, but it's like all the photos because remember, he had to go get an actual camera, take photos of it, upload the high quality images, all that shit.
Yeah.
So it's just, he just boom, dumps them all out. April 1st, he posts a bitchy article about his asshole neighbors dumping yard waste on the trees in his backyard. Which, by the way, dumb fuck, he's giving your trees free mulch.
Yeah.
Your neighbors had to, you put fucking garbage outside your garage.
They're just
You never fucking, well, what the, oh, I didn't even mention this. So they're, the garbage, what they would do is they were supposed to get a garbage truck, pay for it, they'd come and get it. right? You had to take it out to the alley.
Oh,
But
okay.
what Bob would do is every time he would clean is he would just take the fucking garbages, throw them out like into the backyard behind the garage where it was hidden from view. If you would have just like thrown it slightly to the left, they would have taken it.
Yeah, the garbage man would have got it.
He didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he didn't want to move the garbage 5 feet to the left, and it would have been dealt with.
And then after this, like the dude kind of keeps it as his own personal blog for a little bit, but
yeah.
no one cares.
Yeah, no, the filth man is gone.
About the only thing he posts that's interesting is he just posts the Christine Chubbuck suicide video.
Oh, huh.
You know that one?
The recreation? Yeah. The newscaster shot herself in the head, but the real footage is out from that's a recreation.
So the other important post, about 2017, I found out the whole time I'd been going through this, there were references in the comments to like strippers and something about neighbors and other weird shit. I was kind of like, I don't know what's going on here. And I just kind of like wrote it off, didn't really pay attention to it. But apparently, he kind of felt bad about the way that he was acting. And so he went back and deleted a lot of his blog posts and his comments that he made.
Ah, damn. Yeah.
And he was like thinking about it. Like he's no longer there. He's kind of living his own life, doing his own thing. And he just had an interesting quote. So his message that he posted was that Bob was not a bad person. He was actually very nice if you could get him to speak. He was also very intelligent, like book smart intelligence. He was a slob of the highest order, however, and he had some mental issues. I know nothing about him now. Haven't seen or heard anything since.
I bet that man's like working at NASA now.
I'm not really sure. Are you convinced that Bob and Rope aren't the same person? Like my gut says that Rope isn't Bob, but he probably feels guilty about trying to profit off of Bob's problem because he was running ads on the blog.
Oh,
right?
He made a whole 17 cents the whole time the blog was up.
And like, if he was pretending, then it'd be Bob IRL and then Rope would be the one online. And like, based on everything we know about Bob, would he be able to even do that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Or is this all being staged? It's kind of hard to tell. What do you think? Do you think the story that he's telling in this blog is the truth, or it's hard to figure out what's going on? Right?
Yeah, I would guess that this probably was the truth. There wasn't anything like too outlandish in there. I mean, people really do live like slovenly, filthy pigs. So like that part of the story isn't like too out there. And like if he was like Bob the whole time, like, he was literally just like taking pictures of his filthy room and just showing him off. I had a humiliation fetish almost then. Like, look at my filthy, dirty room. Ain't I a bad little boy?
So me and Joe are both pretty decently interested in like the lol cow bullshit genre.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Anybody fucked off and dumb and just won't shut their mouths.
I like some of it. Like I don't really follow a lot of these modern ones because I don't find like Daniel Larson is like apparently a big one.
Yeah.
And everything I've looked at that is just like, oh, these are people just stalking a genuinely insane person and making them do things.
Profoundly schizophrenic.
It's not really fun. It's not really cool. It's not really interesting to be doing that, right?
Yeah, and like World of T-Shirts is like another one where, yeah, he's like pretty profoundly like bad off, and like they're just like setting him off with like little catchphrases and stuff like that. Like teenagers are stalking him basically and following him around, telling him to put the fries in the bag, and then he bites people and hits them.
And it's like this is a different time for sure. Like, because Chris didn't even blow up until what, like 2009?
Yeah, just around there, like 2008, 2009, and people first started like finding him.
So this is a pretty slim window of like crazy internet person that is before Christian, before all of that kind of stuff, before lolcow was even a term.
Yeah.
And I thought about trying like for podcast research to like, maybe I should be the one to go find out who Bob and this guy are. But then like I started it and I was like, hold on. I do not, what reason do I have, me personally, to dig into court records and find out who this guy is? What? So I can go, oh, hey, look, here's this guy. We can now put his name to this face and we can have this attached to him forever. We can all point and laugh at him.
What do you mean? You don't want to dox him forever?
There's nothing positive that would come from me like actually trying to like dox this dude, right?
Yeah.
So I was gonna do that originally, but I'm like, I'm just gonna let Bob be.
Okay, yeah, that's nice of you.
Rope is a fucking creepy weirdo. Don't really like him, but fuck it, not that big of a deal, right?
He keeps talking about strippers on his blog.
So I'll have other photos in the description here. Like I got like photos like the locked up meter.
Ooh.
I've got another fantastic photo of the stovetop. Bro, look at his stovetop there, Joe. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, just full of grease, just black stuff in like a pan, tin foil all over the place, wet eggs.
Was his. I actually sent you the wrong photo earlier. Impossible to tell, right? This is his house after the cleanup.
Oh, yeah, he got some nice walk-in space.
Yeah, you can see he's got a bag of chips and he's got like a bunch of CD-ROMs and McDonald's bags and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the gunk on the floor though. It's insane.
Yeah, just a solid. Like you're never getting that up. You're gonna have to tear the entire floor up. That's your only solution.
So, my last thoughts on this one. People were interested in some more kind of classic internet weirdo stuff. I really have not seen anyone talk about this guy at all, or about the other blog spot. It's hard to say blog post, blog spot.
Oh,
the other blog spot, which the other one I found is about Helgu, in which a guy absolutely commits bioterrorism and posted it online as proof, and he could 100% go to fucking jail for it.
Yeah, and it really is just like the Blob. Like, it's eventually this thing is gonna start eating people. It's not gonna end well.
It's fun going back through these. It's fun seeing this kind of very specific slice of time in the 2000s, right before the financial crisis and then right after it.
Yeah.
So
this is why the housing bubble burst. It was because everybody's houses looked like that. And then the banks eventually said, that's enough of this. We're kicking all of you pigs out of here.
So I want to say, let's pour one out for Bob the Space Cadet, Joe.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I hope
pour one out for Bob.
Yeah, I hope he's still out there, like, drinking, pissing in bottles, living his best life.
And if Bob, if you're listening to this in your, like, PhD suite or whatever the fuck they give fancy science men, give me a call. Maybe we'll make a podcast happen.
Oh, yeah. If Bob himself would like to give an interview, hell yeah.
All right. You guys can find the podcast where you usually do. YouTube, iTunes, all your podcast stuff. I use Podcast Addict. That's not a sponsor. I wish it was. Please give me one. I love that thing. I use it all the time.
Yeah, it's very
It actually tracks how much time I've spent listening to podcasts.
Yeah. I found somebody on there who's just uploading DVD commentary tracks as like a podcast. I've been listening to some of those.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Don't be like Bob, and especially don't be like Rope.
Yeah, don't just sit around in your piss all day. Make sure to like and subscribe to let me tell you about. Leave a comment if you want to. Call us fuckheads.
Okay, that's enough of that. Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah.